to my YouTube channel. So today's going to be a little fun video, educational video, okay, where you will be able to find in my educational section of my YouTube channel. This video is how to make animated, transparent GIFs, right, that you can add to any of your videos that you may be editing at the time. Now, mind you, Keynote can only be used on Mac and i devices. So you say that you needed some, cool pictures to add into your animated videos, right? So that you could import into Keynote in order to animate them. So this picture here was taken off of Google, just image stocks, right? Free image stocks. And I went ahead and I took the image, I brought it into Canva, which is software, online software that I constantly tell you guys about. I have the pro version because I went ahead and paid for the pro version, but you can use Canva for free, guys. You can bring this image in here and you could use their free trial. Now I'm gonna click on the image, you go into effects, you make sure that you hit background removal, right? You want to hit the background removal. Watch what happens when you hit the background removal. It'll basically, now you see you don't have much of anything, but in order to get your situation looking like this, right, you will go ahead, first of all, you want to add right here, you want to add this mouth back, right? Make sure that you add the mouth back and everything else looks fine. Then you hit done, right? You added the mouth back, you're going to apply that change, but you have a transparent background now, so that when you go over here and you save it and you click on this save as transparent background, you can go ahead and now download it as a PNG with no background. It's just the girl. But if you want to add a little bit cool effect to it, you can go back to effects and you can add a little stylish effect like that. And as you can see, I added something little simple. And you can go in there and fix. You have to really go in there and mess with it. It was just real quick how to go ahead and grab any image offline and turn it into an actual PNG that you could use in your animations in Keynote. So I grabbed this image, right, and I turned it like this, and then I went ahead and this is what it looks like now, the wee girl, real quick. And as you can see, she pops in, and you saw the little smoke, and then she pops right back out. So that's a real quick animation that I put on some of my videos that you know where you could get images, free image stock, and turn them into PNGs to be creative with your videos. This is Keynote, and you can download it for free in the App Store, okay? In the Mac App Store, the Apple Store. So, these are the type of video. This is Keynote, first off. When you first start out, right, what you want to do is you want to start with a new project, right? Always make sure if you're doing this for videos, make sure that you're set to wide, not standard. Okay, you want to be set to widescreen, and you'll be able to see the difference. Okay, so you want a wide screen. That is the screen size of an actual AVI, movie file. So for this example, we're going to go ahead and just start with a black document, right? We're just going to add my name, right? And you can go ahead and over here, you will be able to style it. So you could, have a style on your box, or you could do no fill, right? And just keep it as is. But you want to be able to change the characters, so you can go into where, when you go into style, right, it's going to go into text and arranging, right? So you can go into your text, and I'm going to use impact because I don't have my letters capitalized, but I'd rather use impact. I like that on font. And you can go up as high as you want, but as you can see, I'm just going to put it as high as to where I can make a nice cool little animation with just my name sliding in. Okay, so we're just going to have it like that. And as you can see, so I put it at 140. As you can see, everything's not capitalized the way I like it, right? But if you don't need this box, you can go ahead and just delete it you know, right click and you could cut it out or whatever. It doesn't matter. It'll just delete it. And you can censor that. Now, you can add your colors, right, by going over here to your text color. And, of course, I got it set this way. So, you know, we're going to just go ahead with a nice bold red. Remember, you're still in your styling and stuff like that. If you want it to the side, you can have it to the side. If you want it censored, you can have it censored. If you want it like that, you can have it like that. You know, this is all your options over here, just like a Microsoft Word or LibreOffice document. Then you can arrange it. Now, the way this would work, right, is let's say you want to layer this on top of another layer. So you may have a photo in the background, right, and you have your name like this. If you want this layer on top of that photo, then you will come up here to where it says back, front, backward, forward, and it will arrange your layers. I'm going to say layers like Photoshop, right, onto the document, on however you want to do it. For this example, we're just going to use the name, right, because we want to animate it. So you're going to click up here to it. You already fixed the formatting, right? Everything's already fixed, your style the way you want it, your text, font, and everything. So now we're going to click on Animate right up here. When you animate it, the first thing you want to do is that you want to create a built-in effect, which that is the very effect that will happen when this part of your movie will play, okay? So you want to build an effect. You're going to add an effect. Now, you can go through all of these effects. They have so many really cool, you know, effects and stuff like that that'll bring your, you know, your text to life, right? I like to use this one, right, a lot because I just love the effect of it crashing down with the smoke and all of that. So once you put your effect in, right, once you choose one, it's going to ask you for a duration of the effect. So we're going to set it to 2 seconds, right, which is not very long. And then you can always preview it, whatever, blah, blah. As you can see, that lasted a whole 2 seconds, right? Now, you don't have to do this for all of your animations, okay? I like to do it if I want the animation to sit a little longer. So let's say we want to have the build-in, right? It brings the animation in, and then you can add an effect like it's blinking, right? Something like this, right? And then when you click on that, it's going to also give you an option to set the duration. We're going to leave it at 1 second. We're going to have it blink 5 times, right? And then you can have the option for it to fade out, but we're not going to do that because we're going to come in here and we're going to do a build out effect, which will end that animation. You can go ahead and do like I like to do to a lot of this stuff and just have it crumble. You see that effect is really cool, right? But there's so many different effects that you could use. So I'm going to set that duration at 3 seconds so it could go a little slower. Now, the last thing you want to do, which is very important, okay? I'm going to take you to another step that I didn't show you in the beginning, but that's because if you build a new document, you have to make sure you set that at first. But right now we go to the build order, right? This is very important. You just built your animation. So you got the very first animation, which if you preview it, is that first animation bringing it in, right? You want to make sure that when you go over here to where it says start, that you hit that it goes after the transitions. Because remember, the transition needs to start right. You're doing this for a movie. So if you put it on click, it's not going to do anything unless, you know, there's a click onto it. This is better for like presentations when you do the on click. But if you wanted to start automatically after whatever transition you're putting in after, then you make sure you put after transition. For the very first build-in animation, you don't need to set a delay, okay? For the second one, you want to build it right after the first build, right? The first build out effect. This is your in the middle effect. But you want to set a maybe like, I say 1 second duration on that before this blink starts happening, right? And we're going to go, let's preview it right now. So, hold on. Let's go ahead and preview it. So, you see it built in, and then it's lasted a minute and like a second, and then it went into the blinking, right? It went into that second effect. Then you take that third effect and you want to build it after the second effect, which is the middle effect. You want to set that duration just a little longer, right? You want to go ahead and probably set it for like maybe 2 seconds. Now preview. Build in. Middle animation is set for duration now, and then it slowly goes out. Okay, so that's real simple. Now, if you're just putting this as your front video, if you want to just do it like this and you could save it out, right? I'm going to show you how to save it out first. But if you want to do it like this, you got to make sure you go into format, right? As you can see right here, it says background. Your background right now is set to black. So this is going to save with a black background, okay? And it'll be just a transition card. But if you want this name to be put onto, let's say if you're speaking something like this, let's go into a video that I just recently edited, right? And you want the transition to don't play out like that to this channel, then you have not subscribed yet. You're going to need a transparent background. So you go into Keynote, right? And you make sure that your background is set to a no fill. That is very important, because then that means that the background will be transparent. And when you put it onto your video, it'll just show the name on whatever background there is, right? But if you leave it with the black background, right? If you have the black background, this is what it'll look like. Let's go back to that same video, right? And let's back it up a little bit right here. Now, as you can see, these are my transition cards for the beginning of my intros, right? For story time. So you can see the black background. That's what it's going to look like. Just like that black background. Okay? But, like I said, if you want the animations to look like this, where they're just popping in, you'll know when you make sure, that is the most important thing, is that you make sure that you're right under here format, your background is set to no fill. Okay, and that's how you will have those animations pop in and out of your video. Now, to save, you come up here, you must export your file as a movie. Okay, do not worry about everything else. You want to export it as a movie. Now, let's say if you're doing your own animated GIFs for like Facebook or something like that, then you would export it as an animated GIF, whether you put to a social media platform. But in this instance, we want to export it as a movie, right? And then this file, this is going to come up. Now, listen, this is very important, okay? Listen to what I'm telling you guys. In order to have your file exported as a transparent background, you have to make sure that your compression type is set to Apple ProRes 4444. Listen to what I'm telling you guys. You're going to have all these other options. You want to make sure that that very last option is, because then it will not export as a transparent, no matter if you have the no fill or the background on. It will not export that way, and it won't export correctly. You can go into custom. I like exporting in 1024 by 768 because I want the best quality, but you can go in here and you can go ahead and put it to 1080 or 720 p resolution if that's what you need. And you want to make sure that it's always self-playing. It wants to play automatically on its own, okay? You can set your frames, but I prefer to leave it at 30 frames per second. It goes at an even speed. And you see right here, very important. Export with transparent backgrounds. When you're doing something where it's just the name and you want it to pop up on a screen that you may be speaking on, make sure that that is checked off, because if not, it will not save properly. So you will save it, right? It's going to tell you to title it. This is a test, right? And you can export it to your nearest folder, which is your desktop. And then real quick, after it says that and it's done, and it'll be right on your desktop right here, saved as a test. right? And you can go in, click on it. It'll open up in your QuickTime, and you can view it. And that is it right there. And then you take it, right? You take this file, and let's say you're using iMovie to edit your stuff, right? You can go ahead and take and drag the file into iMovie here. And I'm going to drop it just right on top real quick right here. Watch this. Right on top. And as you can see, loud.
Another week gone
by. No fill,
so,
right? It doesn't have a
first
background.
off, this is...
So real simple, how to use Keynote to edit your videos, okay, in iMovie. Remember that you must have an Apple or an iDevice in order to use Keynote. So I hope I helped you guys out, and I hope you guys make a lot of creative animated videos. That's it. Make sure that you subscribe. You hit that notification bell so that you know when I'm coming out with more cool tutorials just like this. And comment if you have a question that you need some help with and I haven't answered. Definitely comment and I'll get back to you. Give me a like or dislike. It just helps the algorithm. And don't forget to share. Somebody may be wanting to know how to do their animated videos and may not know that there's free software out there to accomplish that. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video.